Hello everyone, welcome to the sixth lecture of our vocabulary series lectures. I hope you have seen the previous 5 videos and we are going to run through these sessions as quickly as possible so that you are able to cover a large number of vocabulary words for your exams. Okay, so we have already seen the word ortho in previous lectures, which means to straighten, seedha karna. Ortho means to straighten. So orthopedist is someone who straightens your bones. But if you look at the etymology of this word, you will find that there is a pedos here, which means child. So what is child doing here? If he is able to treat ailments of bones for all ages, why is there a child in the word? Because in the original sense, when this word was discovered in 1741, it was originally used for those doctors who treated the curvature of the spine in children. So in the original sense, it meant a doctor who straightens the bones of children. But as time went by, orthopedists started treating adults as well. So even though there is a child included, there is the root word of child in the word, it does not mean anything related to the child. Okay? In the original word, when it was used in 1741, at that time it made sense. But right now, orthopedist means someone who treats ailments of the bones for all shape and sizes of all ages. Okay. Another word that we are going to learn today is orthodontia. Dontia. So odontos. Odontos means tooth, daat. Odontos is daat. So always remember, orthodontist. Ortho is straightening. So straightening of teeth. A doctor who treats all the issues related to your jaw, teeth, and the upper part, the lower part of your face. Such a doctor will be called orthodontist. Remember this. Ortho straighten, dentist is odontos, tooth. Another word we learned in the previous lecture was cardiologist. Cardiologist comes from the root word cardia. Cardia means heart and logos means science. Okay, so let's cover a few words related to this. Cardiac. So cardiac arrest. So whenever you hear this word cardiac, it means referring to the malfunctioning of the heart. So cardiac arrest. Cardiogram. Electrically produced record of the heartbeat. Cardio. Okay? So cardiogram is a machine which measures your heartbeat. Then we learned another word in previous lecture called neurologist. Neurologist is someone who treats diseases of your brain. He can do surgery on your brain. Comes from the root word neuron. Neuron means nerves plus logos, science. Both are Greek roots. Another word that we can learn from this is neuralgia. Neuralgia comes from the root word neuron plus algos, which means pain. So neuralgia is acute pain along the nerves. Such a pain will be called neuralgia. Okay, neuritis. Neuritis is inflammation of nerves. Just like in dermatitis, which is inflammation of the skin, neuritis is an inflammation of the nerves. So this is a very negative feeling. You will not, if you experience this, you will not feel very good. Okay, you will feel irritating. You will feel disturbed. So neuritis is inflammation of the nerves. Neurosis. Even though neurosis is associated with madness, neurosis is not madness. Every single person is neurotic to a little extent. So what does this mean? Comes from the root word neuron, nerves, plus osis. Whenever you see this suffix osis, it means abnormal or diseased condition. So if there is neurosis, psychosis, so osis means that this is talking about an abnormal or diseased condition in most words. But neurosis is not madness. Neurosis means an illness characterized by excessive use of energy for unproductive purposes so that personality development is hindered. जैसे आप देखोगे, a person is sitting, but he is not sitting. He'll constantly move his leg, he'll play with his hair, he'll do various things, he'll expand he'll waste his energy, but it will not improve his personality in any way whatsoever. So he's simply wasting his energy for unproductive purposes, which is going to hinder his personality, stop his personality development. So neurosis can be any form of, movement which is unnecessary, which has no purpose. So if I'm sitting and I'm constantly moving my leg, it is a form of neurosis. But neurosis is not madness. Everybody is neurotic to a little extent. Okay, then we covered a word called psychiatrist in the previous lecture. Psychiatrist is someone who treats diseases of the mind. Okay, so another word we can take from neurosis is psychosis. Psychosis is a full on madness. पूरा पागलपन हो जाएगा यहाँ पे. Neurosis is not madness, but psychosis is full blown mental disorder. Okay, as I said, osis is a abnormal or diseased condition, and psyche is your spirit, your mind, what you are experiencing within, that is your psyche. So psyche plus osis is a full blown mental disorder. Extreme form of neurosis is psychosis. A person who treats psychosis or diseases of the spirit is called a psychiatrist. Comes from the root word psyche, spirit or soul, plus iatria. Iatria, pediatrics. So iatria is healing. So healing of the spirit is called a psychiatrist or a mind healer. Someone who will use psychoanalysis, group therapy, individual therapy with you in order to understand what is going on within. Such a person is called a psychiatrist. Another word that we can take from psychiatrist is podiatrist or podiatry. Comes from the root word pod, foot. So we are biped creatures. We walk on 2 feet. So pod is foot, and iatria, as we have already seen, is healing. So foot healing, science of healing foot ailments is called podiatry, and a person who practices podiatry is called a podiatrist. So remember this. Final word that we are going to learn today is geriatrics. Comes from the root word geria. Geria means old, and iatria is healing. So science dealing with medical needs of the elderly. A doctor who treats ailments of the old is called a geriatrician. Geriatrician, I'll write it down. Geriatrician. Okay? So we'll revise the words as fast as possible. Orthopedist, a doctor specializing in treatment of and ailments and straightening of bones. Orthodontist is someone who takes care of your teeth. Cardiologist is a doctor of the heart. Cardiac is any abnormality or problem related to malfunctioning of the heart. Cardiogram is something that you use to measure your heartbeat. Neurologist is someone who helps you treat your brain, physical brain. So it can also be a surgeon. Neuralgia is some pain associated with your nerves or nerve endings. Neurosis, neuritis is inflammation of the nerves. Neurosis is an illness characterized by excessive use of energy for unproductive purposes which stop your personality development. Psychosis is full-blown medical disorder. Mental disorder. Psychiatrist is a mind healer. Podiatrist is a foot healer, a person who helps heal foot ailments. And finally, geriatrics is science dealing with medical needs of the elderly. A person who practices geriatrics is called geriatrician. So this is the final word. We are done with the 6th session. Let's see you in the next video. Thank you.